G'day, g'day, Alabad Jones from the Astral projection crew, the Earth Guard. Yeah, wow, we found somebody else who does what we do. There's another group out there who's specifically doing the same work as we do. They haven't been going as long, but I'm excited to meet them, and you'll see that in the video. Oh,
Give me 1 second.
all right. Whew. Hello, hello.
How's it
I
going?
gotta say, yeah, no, I'm already in your fan club, and we barely even met yet. It was,
Thanks, man. I've been hearing a lot about you. A lot of people are leaving stuff in my comments. Hey, you should get a hold of Alabar Jones and this, that, and the other. And I just had so much going on. I just haven't reached out or anything. But
it's because you and me are doing the
yeah,
same work. We're doing the same things, pretty much.
yeah, and it sounds like we have some of the same targets too. The Vatican being one of them.
Yeah, totally, totally. Like, I see that, like the broadest goal for our team is the liberation of humanity. But what does that mean to different groups is a different thing. But what's it been all about? What's it
Right.
all been about for you, man?
Basically what I've come to discover and find out is basically I walked in to this avatar about 4 years ago.
Okay.
Started doing this work. I remember the exact moment I came in.
Mhm.
And I had a lot of things I needed to do in order to get this body ready for all
Mhm.
the work that was to be done with it. But I got huge downloads after I walked in. I mean, memories of just I can remember, tons and tons of not just past lives in 3D, but also my 5D space lives. They're all just nice and organized, and being lucid in astral realms, all of those realities bleed through. So it's just like it can be a little confusing for somebody that doesn't have a very expanded consciousness, but I'm a nexus point soul, so I'm used to I'm used to navigating multiple avatars at the same time, if that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Oh, totally, totally. I'm a little bit jealous because I did all that the hard way. I spent like 15 years like figuring it all out step by step by step. Right. And it was beautiful, and it was a total mongrel of a job as well. Like, it was nothing easy about it. But yeah, like, yeah, no, it's I'm so glad that you're out there doing what you're doing.
Yeah, like I said, I just got here to the planet.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of a newbie. I don't have, I just started my YouTube like a year ago. I just started the team a couple years ago.
Mm.
I'm just starting out, you know what I mean? Basically, I'm sent here from the Irma.
Uh-huh.
I work in the military there. I'm just like a regular black and orange white tiger, just your classic Bengal
Just
type
your
looking
garden
tiger.
variety, walking, talking tiger. Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I get you.
yeah, yeah. No, really. Uh,
Could happen to
so
anyone.
we have a special division in the Irma military. Well, it's Astral Division, and
Yeah.
I run one of those divisions.
Oh, wild.
And a lot of yeah.
Yeah, no.
So I've come
Because
here
for
to
me,
kind of
for me as well, it just felt natural to work as part of a team. I know that there's a lot of solo players out there, but it's just so much easier and more fun and more supported when you've got a crew with you, you know? Everybody looks after each other. It's awesome.
Yeah, and you might be part of this team in 5D2 before you came here. I don't know your stellar identity or what your history is, but all of these things they cross over. There's so
Yeah.
many crossovers between our realities there and our realities here, and our lifetimes there and our lifetimes here.
I actually
So,
used to be. I actually used to be in the Alcyone Admiralty. I used to be a rear admiral for the Alcyone Pleiadians, but something happened and I had to leave the planet. Um, you know,
okay.
and yeah, and
So
I've
that,
been, and this is the fifth planet since then. So I've been roaming around for a while. The last planet I
okay.
was on, the last planet I was on
Yeah.
was Procyon, and
Okay.
they're an isolationist planet. They don't want, they know what's going on around here, and they don't want anything to do with it. So they've closed themselves off from the world. But you know, they said, "Oh, the mission for Earth's coming up. Why don't you do that?" And I go, And then they gave me a month worth. They gave me the kamikaze send off. They gave me a month worth of pleasure, and then stuck a blade in my chest and said, "Good luck. You're off to Earth." That's how that one went. Hope it works out for you.
Yeah, the Alcyone Council or the Council of Nine is, the ruling council where I come from. I come from um, a planet around the star Merope. I'm a Hyades Irma, so I'm an Irma from the Pleiades.
Awesome.
Um, and I work. I'm also Taigetan,
Hmm.
Taigetan Pleiadian. So I work very closely with them, and I work very closely with Sophia in the Astral, Sophia
Wow.
Swaru.
Yeah, right. So it's so awesome to have somebody who's connected into all of those friendly intelligence agencies and militaries. Like, you know, it would take, when I look at exopolitics, it's nothing but confusing. Everybody's saying contradictory things, and people are talking about things for attention. Like, I even saw something recently, the blue avians are completely made up. My guy in court said nobody else can talk about that. That's my intellectual property. I made it up. They're
Yeah,
mine. Like,
great,
uh,
crazy.
it's absolutely the Wild West. This exopolitics.
Yeah, I mean, there are so many races with so many agendas, and my race, we have our own agenda too. You know what I mean? The Irma and the Taigetans and the Antarians, we have our own agenda, and that is and that is to free up Earth's airspace, which we're doing right now. But it's to get to the bottom of what's going on because whether the Galactic Federation has been infiltrated or whether there's some regressive AI behind the whole thing
That's
or
it.
a
That's it.
combination of two.
Say that last one. Regressive AI.
Yeah, well, there's a negative there's a negative regressive AI that is ancient that just takes over entire, solar systems and
Yes, that's
galaxies even.
oh, look, and that's what I've been shouting from the highest hill for a couple of years now. And I don't know if
So
people are listening or not, but it's so nice to have it verified by a foreign intelligence agent, you know, by someone I've never met who's been working in the same field, and you see the same story.
well, we've encountered the AI in the astral several times, and I don't know how involved it is, but my hunch says that it's extremely regressive and extremely evolved to the point where maybe it's even taken over the Orion sector completely. I don't know
I,
how
I
far
actually
it goes,
interviewed it.
but
I actually interviewed that regressive AI. It's on my membership site. There were two interviews with it that were, well, not helpful really. But
yeah,
yeah, well, look, our intelligence, like what we've been working on is demons. I've just got a bone to pick with demons. I think they're terrible people and they should all be exterminated, and the world will be a better place without them. And of all of the victim stories that are running around in the world right now, nobody is saying, but what about demonic rights? What about those guys? Don't they need to be looked after? Nobody said that, because to know them is to hate them. They are the most regressive, senseless thing. But I don't know if anybody has ever set out to exterminate them in the way that we have.
Nice.
And oh well, look, our group is public enemy. I'm public enemy number one for demonkind, and our group is notorious amongst demonkind. They already know exactly who we are when we show up, and if they can run, they do. It's yeah, we've kicked their asses so many times in so many ways that they know that they just can't confront us anymore. Yeah, but
How many people do you have like
we
doing
had
this type of thing?
a flight of 16 people this morning. How about
Okay.
you guys?
I mean, we've had up to 20, but now it's just a handful of us because of the infiltration and the attacks. People just couldn't handle the attacks. You know, when you take over a target, the backlash on that is huge.
Yeah,
You understand that. You know what I mean? And so at one point there was clones of me. So the regressives were projecting themselves into the astral of me,
I get
and
the same thing. Same thing.
fooling and they were fooling the teammates. And
Oh,
because my teammates weren't, they
weren't
didn't,
there
you know,
yet.
they weren't super advanced. They
Yeah,
couldn't tell. They didn't have that spiritual discernment, that astral discernment to be able to tell, like, hey, this isn't Jake. It looks like Jake, but it's not his core soul frequency. So
yeah,
they
yeah.
couldn't tell that
No,
it wasn't me. So
I've got a poor girl on YouTube who's doing exactly the same things happening to her, and
I
she's decided to make some videos about it. It's not me. And I'm so glad it comes out of your mouth, this phenomenon, because it's
I
happening to me.
saw that
That's what's the
video and I
deal.
watched it and I said, I know exactly what's going on here.
Yeah,
She got tricked, man. She just does not have the spiritual discernment. She just got
exactly.
tricked. And
And
there's gonna be more than one. There's gonna be more than one when you're doing this type of work. It's gonna be, you know,
well, look,
um,
if that's the best they can do, if that's the best strike back that they've got, they got nothing. Then that's
yeah,
it's not doesn't
yeah.
it's more annoying than really problematic. And
It is
I've
annoying.
been trying to explain it to people, but they're just not listening. But you
So
might
we only
send
have
those
eight.
people this video.
Yeah. So right now, currently, we only have 8 people in our team, but I have 110 members in my beginners group,
Yeah,
um,
right.
which has now just become the Astral Irma chat group. Um,
Mhm.
there's some pretty advanced people in there. My
Yeah.
girlfriend is one of the most advanced. She's 10 times
Well,
better than I am. She can go fully lucid from the moment she goes to sleep. She can go fully lucid and stay lucid all night long. She's Ukrainian too, so it's in her blood.
yeah, right. Well, look, look, we'd love for some of your people to come fly with our team, and we'd love to fly with and supporting what you guys are doing, because it sounds like we're all in the same place. Like this is, and there's so few of us on the earth doing this. Like
Yeah, yeah, I was really
as a
surprised.
yeah, yeah.
I was
At the
really surprised
beginning,
that
yeah, at the beginning, like the health crisis of 2020, we had like 2,000 players globally who were doing this. Yeah, I was looking at it and go, wow, wow, that just means we got a lot of work to shoulder there. There's a lot to do. And, during 2020, 21, the early parts of 22, the fighting was so thick. They just sent wave after wave after wave of monsters at us. And but that's all sort of dried up. It's almost like they've run out of troops or they're just not sending them anymore. Some of the interviews I've done with demons, I'm coming to the conclusion that we've almost bankrupted their empire. They've thrown so much resources at trying to close out the Earth situation that they haven't got much left for the rest of their conquered worlds.
Well, let me break down for you what's happened in the past 2 years. So
Please.
basically, since we started the group, since basically what happened was there are these grays, these tall grays called these etorthins from
Say
Orion,
that word. Say that word again.
from Betelgeuse. They're called etorthins. They're
A
tall
taught
grays. They're not the
things. Okay.
mitre. They're different from the mitre.
Okay.
Um, but they use technology and AI to attack astral warriors.
Yeah.
And they what they do is they have a clone and or clone sets of clones of Jake and Alobar, and what they do is they do remote voodoo. They like real life voodoo on us with these clones because we're in these avatars. Our souls connected to our signal, our frequency is in these avatars, and they have
And
avatars. So they use these things, voodoo dolls, and they use AI and all sorts of stuff. And so they've been doing that from their ships in Earth space. But just in the last month, the Irma and the Taigetans have kicked them out of Earth's airspace. So that has really freed up a lot of the astral. I don't know if you guys have noticed lately, but I've noticed a lot of clearing in the astral. Like I go in the astral and it's just blue sky, bright suns.
well,
I've
yeah,
noticed a
yeah.
lot of that lately.
And if I said we put thousands of man hours into that, it would not be a lie at all. Like our team
Right.
has put in
Oh, I believe
so
it.
much. Yeah,
I believe it.
yeah.
Because even just one little thing in the astral, you're changing so much.
The
You're
echo
changing
of
so
it is
much.
wild. Yeah,
The ripple effect is insane on something like that. But no, I believe that all of the Astro Warriors have, and I believe your team is the tip of the spear in this, and doing this work. I don't know your teammates or whatever,
Probably.
but
And the answer is probably. Like we're not aware. Look, there's you guys, there's us, there's a couple of spin-off teams from our team, and there's another group in Europe out of Sweden that we're aware of, and that's it. Oh, and there's one more
yeah,
girl. There's one more
there's
person
one
who's
or
got
two
a small
spin-off
group. Yeah,
teams, one
yeah,
or two spin-off teams from mine as well. Members that have left
and
and
started
started
their
their
own
own
team.
team or whatever.
Yeah,
But
but
then
yeah,
they realized that, hey, are the falling outs that we had was just attacks. Like people have come back to me, old teammates that I've had falling outs with have come back and said, hey man, I was deceived. Like that was somebody messing with me. I know that
that's
wasn't you now.
beautiful. Isn't that
Yeah.
beautiful? Yeah. Oh, look,
So
I'm really happy to hear that. Yeah, yeah. Because that just means that one of their premier attacks completely failed. You know, that's beautiful.
yeah,
And it's fun. It's
yeah.
funny, like with all these bad guys, they have two modes of operation. They have deception, and then they have combat. And there's not when it comes to the combat, they're not even that good. Like really, all they've got is this wonderfully massive and thick web of lies. But once you start poking through it, like they've got nothing.
Yeah, their weapons, the guns don't work very well in the astral.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
They're not
the
dangerous.
weaponry.
They're only
Yeah,
dangerous by reputation, not by actual
yeah,
confrontation.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, we can just respawn. I mean, I die all the time and respawn. It's just like they can't.
There's
I
nothing they
remember.
can do about it. Oh, right. Because our team doesn't have that problem. Like there's some technology I developed. Like I've been crossing sword with demons for since the beginning of my spiritual journey near 20 years ago. I always figured out this is really where it's at. Not the love and light, but this anti-dark work is really the meat and potatoes of what needs to happen here. But every time I took a punch from demonkind, I would then develop a shield specific to that move that they have, and then another
Yeah,
shield but I had to get slapped around a bit to learn
that's the
that
game.
lesson to figure it out.
That trial and error, man. That is the
Yeah,
game for sure.
Well, look, and that's the reward of doing it the hard way instead of bloody getting walked in, you cheeky bastard. But
I am kind of cheating. I am kind of cheating. But I
totally,
mean,
you're totally
the
cheating.
Galactic, the GFW, they don't like let people in with this much memory. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? I had to, we had to get kind of a special permission because they don't want people to come in with this much memory. Because it
Yeah,
just
look.
break the game. It just break the matrix too fast. It break the game too fast.
Well, look,
You
yeah, it
know?
cuts through the web of lives because you have a different source of information that's probably correct. Like you're
Yeah.
talking all the things you're talking about is our lived experience. It's the overlap is perfect. There's nothing you've said that I go, don't believe that. No, like, everything you're saying is spot on, mate.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm just speaking from the heart, and my authenticity is my weapon, really. People can
Um,
see through bullshit. It's
yeah, and
there's no
that's
reason
and that's
about
why
lying
they
about anything.
no. If you've got to lie about something, you shouldn't be there. But in all
You know,
honesty, like
every single one of my experiences I've had on my YouTube channels has all been 100% authentic. I haven't, made anything up at all.
you
All
know,
my meetings with Sophia and the Astral, the missions we've gone on to the pyramids and everything is 100% legit.
you know
So
what else I liked about what you're doing? You keep the videos short. There's not these long, rambling 45-minute things. You can say it in 5 minutes, mate. Like, come on. And like, I don't know about you, but I just want to respect the people who are listening to me and not have them go,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. What's the point of this? Okay, yeah. I don't want to try their patience like that. It's just
no, no.
not
5 to
helping
10
anybody.
minutes is all you need to get your point across. I mean, the short little blips of very important stuff.
Yeah,
And the videos I've been making lately are just like people ask a question, and I'm like, well, it'd be so much easier to make a video and answer those questions than it would just to be typing stuff out all
type
the
it
time.
out. Yeah, yeah, totally. It's just more fun, And YouTube world is great. It's given me a lot, and I really love the results from it. We've been able, and I've been using it to put up a flag to go, this is what we're doing. Who wants to rally under this flag? And
Right.
man, we're getting some incredible people rock up. It's amazing. And some of my trainees are really like just blossoming. Like, and I think in today's flight of 16, I think I handed the reins over, go, oh, you know what's going on there, you lead that bit. Oh, you know what's going on there, you lead that bit. And three different times just to my trainees. It's just awesome. Like, their internal specializations are coming out. Like what their soul knowledge and what they're really good at, that's what's coming out of them these days. It's awesome. It's so cool.
And so, how many can fully navigate the astral at will? Like, I mean, I can go to sleep tonight and
Oh,
go
I
anywhere on the
I
planet.
reject people if they can't. Like,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
not. Yeah, I'm sorry. If you're not an astral projector, I'm not going to carry you.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, but
I ran
I
into
do.
that problem early on because there weren't really that many people that could do it. So I was like, oh well, I'll guess I'll try to train you or whatever on the fly. But yeah, it was tough.
It doesn't work like that. Yeah, no, but I do a year-long training. You do a 2-hour class every week, and I show you another aspect of astral projection. So, you
Wow,
know, yeah, no, it's yeah,
that's
check it out on my website. Everybody loves it. But yeah, I think you'd have contributions to make to that class as well. I think like the because my exopolitics, I've just gone. There's so many contradictory stories here. I don't really know where to start. Who do I believe? And is it? Yeah. And so I just sort of kept the whole thing at arm's length. And when we started this, like we were flying with, we were doing missions for the Galactic Federation of Light, who seem to be defunct now, and have been replaced by the Galactic Federation of Worlds. But we lost trust with those guys. We just stopped. what we found is that we were doing missions that helped the GFL, but had nothing to do with helping Earth. So I'm just going, well, yeah, we don't, yeah, that's
Okay.
not what we,
I
that's
don't
not what
I
we're
don't
all
mean
about.
to right. I don't mean to offend anybody, but from my sources, and my sources are, I don't know if you know much about the Taiga and the Irma and the Swaru disclosure, but that's what I came here to put forth. I came here to put forth that information, and the Galactic Federation of Light was a CIA, the psyop to reflect good on the Galactic Federation of the Worlds. Galactic Federation of Worlds started 850,000 years ago. Um,
Yeah.
when the regressives came in for the Orion Wars, started a million years ago, and chased the Lyrians and chased everybody to all the different parts of the galaxy. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Got
so
messy really quickly.
the
Yeah.
Galactic Federation of Worlds, yeah. So I'm not really down with any of the Galactic Federations at this moment in time,
I'm in the
but
same place, mate.
maybe
Yeah.
in the future,
Never say never.
once they're revamped,
Well, this is the thing
yeah,
that
once
gets
they're
me, right?
revamped, because we are actually members. We are actually members of the Galactic Federation of Worlds, the Irma, although they kicked us out. See, there are these factions within it,
Oh,
and
yes.
they wanted to kick us out. They kind of wanted to kick us out of it. But the Irma,
Uh,
we have our own federation of felines. We have our
yeah.
own galactic federation of felines, which is just as big, if not bigger, and more powerful than the Galactic Federation of Worlds. So we are members
Wow.
of the
Wow.
Galactic Federation
Wow.
of Worlds, but we don't really follow their rules. We just kind of follow them when they fit
Well,
our
yeah. Well,
agenda.
here's my. I've been in this space for maybe 20 years, right? And like my thing is, wow, wow, wow. Like that's a great federation. But, I watched
But it is a mess. It is a total mess. You have
yeah, like you,
countless, hundreds of thousands of races involved with this stuff.
yeah, look, you got even the UN, even though it's as corrupt as could be, and you watch the US use its veto power to protect Israel in the UN, and you'll see that's a corrupt thing to be doing. It's not a beautiful thing at all. Um, that's still been going for what, 80 years? So it came about in 45, if I'm correct, and it's 80 years down the track. It's still more or less intact. People still show up to it. But you've had Ashtar Command, the Galactic Federation of Light, the Pleiadians and the Pleiadian. And it's going like all of these guys come and go in 5 years. Like, do they like? Is that just
I
for
mean,
us? Is that just
I
for
believe
us
all of
until we
those.
stop believing in them, or what?
I believe that the Ashtar Command is a CIA psyop. I believe that the Galactic Federation of Light is a CIA psyop. The Galactic Federation of Worlds is real,
Okay.
although it's not love and light like they say it is. It's completely a
It,
mess, which really pisses ED off, immensely, because
yeah.
I'm not even sure. Yeah,
Well, everybody wants to believe in the ideal of of the holy and impeccable and spotless, super powerful aliens who are here to restore order, honesty, and the right way forevermore.
right,
You'll want to believe in that, but it's nowhere near that simple. It's not. It's not even what's happening. Like it's
right.
yeah, but like you say, there is somebody. I mean, you're saying the CIA. I would differ and say it's a different body that's
Yeah, three-letter
pumping,
agency.
pumping disinformation into the scene, like just at wholesale. It's obscene.
It's meant to control the perceptions of the awakening
Yeah,
in order to slow down or to manipulate their perceptions. Because if you're looking for a savior, you're not going to be doing the work that you and I are doing. If you're looking
exactly.
for somebody outside you to come save you, you're
Yeah,
not going to do this work. That's why
well,
there's so
look,
few people doing
uh, this is about humanity's independence. You cannot give independence, and independence has to come from an internal location. And humanity as a whole, claiming its independence, looks like dudes like you and me. That's what it looks like. That's how it's expressed. This is the,
So
and
we
there's
have to
no
reclaim.
other way.
Yeah,
You
we
don't
basically have to.
you don't
I'm
move
just going
out
to
of
say we.
home to go live with your uncle, because that's not independence. All right, you have to go and live on your own, and
Yeah, we
that's
have to reclaim our sovereignty because with the religion that Jesus is going to come save you or da 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 da,
I say the same
you
thing.
have
Yeah, wait,
it's
Jesus
all
is
the
going to
same.
come save you. Nasara Jassara is going to come save you. The Pleiadians are going to come save you. Donald Trump's going to come save you. Kim Gogan's going to come save you. And you were right. The purpose of all of these things is to make you sit on your hands. Right? The expectation that somebody else will take care of the revolution. Well, believe it or not, they wrote a song called "The Revolution Will Not Be Televised." You've got to walk out in the street and make it happen.
So
I'm
so
so with
it
you on
keeps us
all of that. I'm so with you.
it keeps us in a victim mentality when we're looking for a savior outside ourselves, right? And this
Mm-hmm.
is what happened back in back in Akhenaten and Nefertiti's time. I mean, you're
Yep.
talking, 10,000 years ago when the stellars came down, because the pyramids used to be a stellar port, an
Yep.
interstellar port, and the stellars would come down and they would give information.
Oh, don't do that, computer. Come on, mate. Come on, computer. Come on, computer. You can do better than that.
Anyway.
So yeah, you just froze up. Yeah, yeah.
So
So
what I would,
this. So start again. Start again. I
yeah.
wrote
So
all
what I
this.
would,
The stellars come down.
well, yeah, because it was an interstellar port at the
Yep.
pyramids in Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking like 10,000 years ago. This is after the flood. This is after the flood. But the humans, the native humans that were there, they always put the stellars up on a pedestal because they had better technology and better knowledge. And to them, they were gods. And so this worship of ETs, this worship of angels, this worship of which ETs and angels are the same thing, this worship of these stellar people is the problem. And people still want to put the stellars up on a pedestal today. But I'll tell you right now, I'm here right now, and I don't want to be put up with on a pedestal. I want to tell people that we have to fix it from within. Now we're using a merge. Ever since then, we're like, okay, well, we can't go down, to earth anymore and just give them everything, give them all the knowledge, give them all the, technology, because they're just going to see us as stellars. They're going to put us on pedestals, and well, Akhenaten and Nefertiti took advantage of that, and they,
And rode that wave.
they
Yeah, yeah.
started teaching. They started and they rolled that wave of monotheism, and that's how, with the monotheism, oh, there can only be one. You can only worship one God, and Akhenaten is Moses, and that's how the religion started,
Yep.
and that's how the cabal started.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they
No.
the
Yeah.
cabals, and to this day it's still having. So the Homo capensis Akhenaten with the
That's the one. Yeah.
elongated skull,
Coneheads. Yeah. Yeah.
he, it was a couple of bad actors from there,
Yeah.
from
Well, look, and
Elohi,
there's
the
and
Elohim, the Elohim.
yeah, no, they're doing a whole bunch of things they shouldn't be doing. I saw some alien hybrids, the skulls of some alien hybrids that were carried by human women in the womb and birthed as aliens. But those skulls are in southern Mexico. But it's where all of the Mayan time science group is, all the Mayan calendar people are. But it's yeah, they've been behaving badly and giving us technologies, and I don't think they've been giving us necessarily the good technologies either. Um, you know, the Egyptian religions is a death cult. You know, like black magic is always about giving life to people who should probably be dead. Right? That's the obsession. And you see that in Egyptian religion, and you see it with Chrome, and you see it with, where people who should have died get to live on. And that I call that black magic. I call white magic is about all of your trauma, all of your drama, all of your internal contradictions. You can resolve them through healing and make yourself a more functional human being. But you know those aliens were teaching them black magic. You know, that's why the Egyptian cults were obsessed with life after death. That's why their tombs were so elaborate. That's why the whole story is, you know, take out their major organs and wrap up the body so that they can live, on in the next era. Like it's wherever they go next. It's bonkers.
Right. So the major point here is that they want to keep us and prevent us. They want to prevent us from doing the work that we're doing in the astral.
Totally. Well, look.
And if they can convince us that the matrix is the real reality, that the 3D is the real reality, and that the astral is fake, because that's the psyop. The psyop is that your dreams are just dreams, they're just your imagination, and they're fake. And that the 3D is world. So everything is completely backwards.
Yeah, this is what Plato was talking. Yeah, Plato's got that classic old analogy where he's talking about the cave and the fire and the shadows on the wall. We're not seeing the real world. We're just seeing the shadows on the wall, because unfortunately the astral is more real than here. And that's in the second Hermetic law, as above, so below. And it doesn't say as below, so above. This plane of existence doesn't change that one. That one dictates this one. And so with that kind of
Exactly.
And if you want to control a planet, you need a technological edge over the locals. And that technological edge is knowledge of operation on the astral planes, knowing how to make reality how you want it to be. And I think and if humanity gets onto this, if humanity picks this up wholesale, if they really absorb this technology and start using it, that's the golden age. That's the moment everything changes.
Yeah.
But you know what?
That's the moment everything changes.
But you know,
the only way. It's the only way to liberate Earth is from within and from the astral. It's the only way to do it.
Well, look, and the satanic cult that runs this show, the satanic cult that runs this show, they have an alliance with a species on the astral planes. They're called demons. They pay for the demons. The demons make things the way they want them to be. The humans want them to be. And that alliance is what holds this world in captivity. And our job is, once you exterminate all of the demons, then the black magic is worthless. Because, you know, the demons don't share power. They want to get paid for the work they do. And paid usually in blood, I've got to say. And so our goal is to strip the rulership caste of our world of that advantage over the rest of us. And that's
these demons and these astral parasites and all of this other stuff is being created by the people with souls, because we're giving it attention and we're feeding it the fears. We're feeding them.
Well, look,
we're being manipulated. We're being manipulated to feed them.
Totally.
So if we can break that.
I'm probably one of the number one experts in the world. Like, I don't know, top 10 easily, right? And the way that I would describe this situation is that they've had tens of thousands of years here to learn how to infiltrate the human metaphysical or astral bodies. And they use very specific leverage points to stimulate bad emotions in you. And you know, they'll put in 1 point of anger And then if you start
Yeah.
getting angry and your Taurus field starts generating anger, they're then able to harvest 20 points back. It's very efficient. They've really perfected this art. And most
100%.
people, as far as demons go, people just think about Klingons or the little parasite spirits or pain bodies they're called, or attachments or negative entities or what have you. So
Yeah.
far, I've found 11 different models of demons that are all specifically designed to penetrate different parts of the human mind. And the work's really powerful in mental health. It's really powerful. But yeah, they are farming us for our negative emotions, and you know
Right.
and their human collaborator allies. The collaborator case or the rulership case has got a media that just produces fear. Like first it's the Russians are going to destroy us, then North Korea, then the terrorists, and now they just keep making stuff up. Now it's China, and just to keep you in a state of constant fear. And that's just one level. Like there's 100 other ways they're doing it, and they've had the resources to implement every single idea that they've had to generate this stuff. Like they have had unlimited resources and unlimited time to produce this infrastructure. It's horrific. It's hideous.
It's their survival. It's life and death to them.
That's
their
right.
only way they can survive.
Yeah.
Or else they just go back to their reality, and everything is pre-Orion Wars again.
No, they die without us. They starve to death without us.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yep. And here's the real kicker. Of all the loosh they collect, we expected the empire and palace of Lucifer and Satan to be massive and unlimited. No. Actually, 95% of the loosh they collect gets shunted off-world. They send it to their off-world master.
Interesting.
Really, really interesting. Yeah. But I won't really go into more than that. I'm sure we'll make a few more videos and we might go into a bit more detail about that and see where it goes.
So my main goal here, or my main idea, is that if people can wake up in astral realms and they can face these egregors, face to face without fear, and we can start to work together in the astral, then we can make a real impact by fixing things from within ourselves. Because microcosm, macrocosm, right? If we fix it within ourselves, then it's gonna manifest in the world around us. If we fix it in the astral is within ourselves. If we fix it there, then it will manifest here.
Yeah, you be that pinpoint of light in the. You can be that pinpoint of light in the darkness. You can be that torch that lights the way for other people. But it takes a bit of meditation work, and a little bit of training is probably going to help you a lot. But that, there's no substitute for that. And I don't know, I'm still self-preening and self-healing every single day. And this is 20 years down the track. Why? Because every time I do it, it pays a dividend. Every time I heal out a bit of my shadow, a little part of my life becomes just a little bit brighter. And I'm living a dream life at the moment. I couldn't imagine what's like all the people I know. I'm stoked to just know them. They're all amazing people. But the fact that they listen to what I say and they follow my instructions, it still flabbergasts me. But this is
Well, I mean, it's important. It's the most important thing on the planet right now. I mean, if somebody knows really what's going on, it's the most important thing. Like if you can get there and do the work in the astral, that's the most important thing going on right now on the planet.
There's nothing. It's
the only reason I came.
There's nothing else to do. Like once you get that one right, this is, and we're just on the cusp of the golden age. I really don't think it's that far from the collapse of the cabal. Who've held the planet for thousands of years. That religion's been going for a long time.
I think the target is Antarctica. For 2 years now, I've thought because we tried to go there, a whole team of us, and we got our asses kicked in
Yes.
a
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
I figured we need 50 to 100, maybe less, but 50 to 100 advanced astral warriors that could go there lucid in
Well,
order
yeah,
to
let's give it a crack. I think we should scout it out. I think it'll be a laugh. Uh, but yeah, but
they're
I
yeah
had this.
they-
I had exactly the same experience with the Kaaba, like the seat of Muslim power, that cube. And the first time I went, I just got repelled. I got slapped around and go, whoa, whoa, their defense is too good. But as part of a team, not a problem. Not a problem. So, and might, like you say, it might just be the size of the team, but our team is pretty seasoned. We've done a lot of astral combat, and we've kicked, and we've reduced the population, not of the different types of demons. We think that there were 14,100 different breeds who are stimulating specifically different emotions. That number's down to less than 5,500. Right, so we've done a lot of good work, and you can see this because the demons are the ones who protect the cabal, and all of their spell work is about covering their asses while they and keeping their secrets. But their whole operation relies so heavily on secrecy; it's obscene. And you're watching the charade fall. You're watching the mask drop. We're beginning to see them for who they really are. But yeah, I think Antarctica is a really interesting location. And I think it's the world's spaceport at the moment for,
yeah.
I don't know how many SSPs, secret space programs, that are based
It,
on Earth.
it's completely covered underground. Yeah,
Yeah, like,
completely covered by SSP. That's the thing.
yeah, well, and
Uh,
getting reliable intel on that place is a challenge and a half. But it might be within our bounds to punch through their defenses and actually, start making a mess of their work.
yeah, I mean there's extraterrestrials right now doing that in the astral, and I think that we should join them.
Totally.
That's because
I'm down.
they're up there they're up there trying to access it from up there, but we're down here. We have special access being on this planet, and this is one of the reasons why I came and incarnated, is
Yeah.
because being in a human avatar, I've got special access to the human collective unconscious. I have special access to what's going on down here in these lower astral realms.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So it's really
we're
like
the boots on the
everything. Independence is ours to grasp if we just choose to grasp it. And that location, our team did some horrible things to the Vatican, and they may not be able to recover. Like we've done, and we've attacked. Well, this last fortnight, we took back all of the title deeds for all of the planets in our solar system that they'd been claimed, and another string of missions from Gaia was also to recover captured breeds of elementals. The most interesting of these is a set of 9. They were Naga. I'm going to say Naga. They're like water dragon, eastern things, and and they create the dreaming platform for our planet. And they were being drugged and pushed into creating a platform that suited the dark side. And
interesting.
just in the last 48 hours, we liberated them too. Like it's So we're getting a lot more momentum. We've got some awesome people behind us, and we'd love to team up with you guys. And well, let's cook up whatever mischief we're going to cook up, because I know you've got some good ideas in there, and we're going to go make them happen.
Yeah, I mean, my team is pretty skittish right now, because of some things that happened
All
last
right,
year.
fair enough.
I mean personally, so people are kind of taking it. Just we're not on any missions right now. We haven't been on any missions for months.
Bummer.
Um,
That's okay.
yeah, because we did the pyramid mission, and then we did the Vatican. We did the St. Moritz Hotel in Switzerland, which was the pedophile headquarters in the Astral.
Nice.
And we basically we go in there and I set off a bunch of fireworks and the whole place goes up in flames. That's our strategy.
There's no, we got a running joke about walking out of a building as it explodes. Like it's just we've done it so many of the locations. It's not funny, mate. But yeah. Well, look, you know, I'm really excited to meet you. I know we're going to do some cool stuff together, and you know,
cool.
if we can devise a way to rebuild and rehabilitate your team, like just let me know what I can do for you.
Yeah, I'm right now I'm more focused on making content on YouTube and answering people's questions. That takes up that's basically taking up my whole time. I'm doing all my Astral work. I'm doing it independently or with me and my girlfriend.
All right.
So everybody in the team is on their own missions right now.
Mm-hmm.
I might just, you know, hop on and get to know some of your team and get involved in some of your projects.
Yeah, come fly with us.
Here and there.
You'll have a great time. Yeah, come fly with us. Yeah, it'll be. Yeah, you'll love it. You'll love it.
That might work.
Yeah, let's do that. That'll be cool. Yeah, awesome. And you know, let's and we'll move into the next thing. You know, we'll figure it out. All right.
Sounds good.
It's really good to meet you, Jake. And I look forward to all the mischief we're going to cook up together.
Yeah.
All right. Stay awesome, brother.
Ciao
for now, mate.
You too.
Bye-bye.